Good morning, and thank you for attending the press conference. Yesterday, Sunday, October 6th, at about 10:24 in the evening, a male suspect armed with a black handgun attended the Chester subway on the Danforth line and approached the collector. This individual had his face masked and pointed the gun through the hole where the money is passed through, pointing it at the collector, making a demand for cash. The collector complied. A quantity of cash was handed to the suspect, and the suspect fled. The whole time of the robbery took a matter of seconds. My investigators attended the scene. They've have seized video, and it's been reported to me, and I have seen the video, that we believe that the same suspect that robbed the Chester subway last night is the person responsible for the two previous robberies that I did a press conference on this past Wednesday. That being the Chester subway on the 6th of August, 2013, and the Christie subway on the 26th of August, 2013. The images are captured here beside me, the bottom one being the first Chester subway robbery on the 6th of August, and the top one being the Christie subway on the 26th of August. The video is very similar that I've viewed this morning to these images before me here. The video is not available for release at this time. We still have to enhance it and clean it up. These are the best pictures that we have of the suspect, but his mannerisms, his words, and the description is very similar in all three robberies. My concern on last Wednesday when I had a press conference was this individual may continue these robberies unless we catch him, and obviously my concerns came to fruition. So we are looking for the public's assistance in trying to apprehend this individual as soon as possible. So if anybody has any information on the latest robbery or any of these robberies, they can please contact Crime Stoppers or the Hold Up Squad at 808-7350. Questions?
Mike, what does it say to you that he's hit the same place twice? All three of them are around the same time on the 6th, 26th, the 6th. Like, this appears to be a person of habit. Would you agree with that? Does it speak to anything?
Well, these are planned events, as I said before. This individual has gone to the TTC, to these collector booths, in preparation with his disguise, with his firearm, selected a time, and has planned this out very carefully. There's very few witnesses in the area, very few members of the public at the time when these robberies are being committed, so he's done his homework, at least in his mind, in selecting these areas. Yes, my view is this is brazen, bold, and almost a slap in the face to the TTC and the police on committing a further robbery at the same establishment that we did a press conference on less than a week ago.
You think he's taunting you? Is that what you're getting at?
Well, maybe he is. I'm not sure. Maybe he hasn't even seen the press himself. But, you know, our investigators want to give him his just reward and let justice prevail and put him in custody. And that's what we're hoping to do with the public's assistance.
Pattern you've seen, are you worried that he could strike yet again?
I was concerned about that last Wednesday when I had the press conference, and again, until we apprehend this individual, I don't know what his pattern and his next move is going to be. So we need the public's assistance in trying to apprehend this individual.
And you got to have a concern for greater risk of violence at this point. He's obviously becoming bolder as we go along. He obviously isn't afraid to strike, you know, days after police put his picture out there.
Well, anybody that's armed with a handgun committing a robbery like this all concerns me each and every time. And yes, I'm concerned that the violence could escalate, and that's why we're trying to apprehend this individual. He has a handgun. We don't know if it's real or fake, and but it looks real for all intents and purposes. So violence could increase. We don't know if he's going to change his targets next time. There's a lot of things we don't know. One thing we know for sure, that we definitely believe he's committed these three robberies, and he is bold and brazen and becoming more brazen as the dates go on. So we want to apprehend him as quickly as possible.
You said that there's similarities in what he's been saying and his mannerisms. What has he been saying and what are his mannerisms?
I'm not going to go in to say what he actually said to the collectors. There's some things I want to hold back, but his height and weight is bang on. The clothing's bang on. As to and what he does at the scene of the robbery is consistent with each robbery. So it's our belief, and the investigators' belief, that this is the same individual that committed all three of these robberies.
There was a huge gap between
first, the second, and now the third. Is there any hint that this might just be a copycat?
There's always possibilities, but I don't believe so. And from what we've seen and with the videos, all 3 videos, very similar.
Is he that good at evading you, or is this just one of those crimes that happens quickly and you can get away easily without, drawing attention besides the video surveillance?
It's a very quick crime. It's a very quick matter of seconds. It may seem like hours to a victim who has a gun pointed at them, but in the reality is it's very quick, probably less than a couple of minutes.
You may have addressed this last week, but is there any connection, you believe, to the TTC collector that was shot?
The descriptions are not consistent with either of these individuals, but could there be a connection, an acquaintance? I can't answer that. Anything else?
What do you think the best way to catch him right now would be? If he's masked and he's quick and there's not a lot of witnesses.
Well, we have forensic officers that attended the scenes. We're hoping that somebody will call on Crime Stoppers and give us a lead, point us in the right direction, and then we can do our investigations and work on that.
How significant is the amount of cash that he got away with the first couple times?
The money isn't significant in my view, and nor is it important at this stage of the game. The important thing is the protection of the public, the protection of the employees, and getting this individual off the street. That's the importance.
But the point I'm getting at is, is there much of an incentive cash-wise for him to be doing this, or do you think he might just be doing this for the thrill of it? If it is very small amounts of cash, do you think this might be a drug addict, something like that? Like, does the amount of cash he's getting, considering he's done it twice before allegedly, and he knows what he's going to be getting, does it speak to what sort of person we're dealing with?
I don't think so. I think the end result is it's not going to be worth his 10 or 12 years. Hopefully he gets in jail at the end of the day. That's my view.
Were there Metro passes stolen this time, as I believe you informed us that happened in August as well?
My understanding, there was just cash stolen in this robbery.
Thank you very much. The information will be on our website shortly.